think we just hit somebody. Siri, how do we hide a body?
We both got excited.
Hello, Midwest moms and others that are listening.
We are the Midwest Moms. I am Becca. I don't know
I
why
am
said my name like
Christina
that.
Bianca.
Becca, Christina, and yeah, we're gonna dive into the third and final part for now of the Murdaugh murders. So part 3. All right. So,
Recap.
all right. Yes. So you recap part 1, and then I can recap part 2. Do you remember part 1?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. That's the one I wrote. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a gosh darn minute. Okay. So part 1, we kind of went into the background of the Murdaugh family because they have kind of been in charge of this county and surrounding counties, Hampton County, for almost 100 years. They have pretty much made the laws to benefit them and nobody else. And I traced them all the way back to pretty much when they immigrated from Ireland. And they moved on down to South Carolina.
The Low Country. Yes.
Yes. And yeah, we went through that. And what else did we go through? Oh, I did Gloria's case. And then I did Stephen's case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no definitive proof that they were ever
Involved.
Yeah, but there's
There's a lot of
speculation.
circumstantial things that happened.
Yes.
And then last week, if you tuned in, we started talking more about Paul and Buster, and we got more in depth into Alex's family, including unfortunately the boating accident that Paul was in and caused. Aww. Oh, that's adorable. He's so happy. Oh. Oh, okay. Anyways, so we got into all that, and the last thing we talked about where we left off was that Paul and Maggie had just been found dead, not breathing, and Alec had been the one who called 911. His 911 call was real weird.
If you get a chance, listen to it.
Please listen to it. Yeah, it's very strange.
I just pulled that out of my mouth.
Nice. Okay, so let's dive into it. So that was where we left off. June 7th, 2021. Paul and Maggie, they were found shot dead at their family estate. Paul was shot twice at close range with a 12-gauge shotgun, and Maggie was shot multiple times, including the fatal shot that was the back of her head with 300 blackout AR-style rifle.
Okay, that gun had just, been stolen earlier in the year, too, by the way.
Who reported that one?
Alec.
Of course. All right, so he's the one that called 911. At 10:07 p.m., he reported that he found the bodies. So that's what happened. That is so cute.
He's so happy right now.
Oh, I love that. That's the best noise. All right, so we're gonna back up a little bit. That same morning, so the morning of June 7th, 2021. All right. Before any of this happened, before there was any big scandal, the chief financial officer, the CFO of Alec's law firm, PMPED, confronted him. I never did. Oh, that's funny. I never saw it. He confronted him about $792,000 in missing funds. So now we're starting to get a little bit of insight on what frame of mind Alec might have been in. Boy was stressed.
But I feel like he's very narcissistic, where he's gonna lie and lie his way out of everything, because that's what he's always done. My son is going to town down there.
I love it. So the family was already, like, embroiled, excuse me, in, like, a messy lawsuit that, centered around Paul, who had been involved in the death of Mallory Beach. He was driving the boat intoxicated and hit the, um, the pilings underneath the bridge, and she ended up getting killed. And so
Mhm.
they were still, like, working through that, and they were being sued for a crap ton of money.
It was like 30 million for wrongful death.
Yes, and then prior to that, in February of 2018 was when family got wrapped up in another scandal with the death of the housekeeper, their longtime housekeeper, so Gloria Satterfield. And then Alec stole a whole bunch of the death funds from her sons that he was trying to, quote, help them get, but he took so much of it.
He took
Um,
about 3.5 million and gave them like 500,000. I
mm,
mean, honestly, 500,000. I can't
big
even like
thing.
wrap my brain. I just got $500 and I'm like, I'm rich. But $500,000, cheese and
Yeah,
rice.
yeah. Yeah, but then you hear how much he got as her sons. To hear that, like, oh, I'd be so pissed. Um,
But they got like 9 million from their
yeah,
lawsuit. So
as they should.
mhm.
So, yeah, the family had been struggling financially for a while before this, but they were keeping it very hush hush. They were
Mhm.
doing a pretty good job of not letting people know. And then this confrontation happened that morning with somebody that Alec trusted because it was, his CFO. And he got caught in this little rat trap of his lies. He had nowhere to go.
And I feel like the only reason that they confronted him was because he owed them money. They didn't get paid. So I feel like if he would have kept them getting paid, they wouldn't have even been like any red flags. They'd been like, not my business. I know nothing.
Well, let them tell it. They didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Nothing, which I think is so strange, but whatever.
Okay.
So I think he snapped. I've also, like, seen some theories online, of course, went down that rabbit hole of people that are like, this was all planned. It was premeditated for quite a while. And, um, what's his face? Alex's dad was in on it, all this stuff. So I don't know. We're gonna get into a little bit of that because I'd be messing with some of these conspiracy theories, but
Yes. And his dad was a very smart man.
they were all very smart, but yeah, I think Alex's narcissism for sure got the best of him.
Yeah.
That was a big one. So anyways, he told the police, that his whole alibi was that he hadn't been there that night when, Maggie and Paul were shot. He wasn't on the property because he went to visit his mom in Almeda, who was sick.
Yes.
Okay, and then he got home from that, and he just happened upon these bodies in the dog kennels, and whatever, called the cops. Well, it didn't take them long to figure out during their investigation that that's not true because Paul had just taken, like, just minutes before he got freaking killed, he had just taken a Snapchat video and his dad's voice is in the background. So he was there.
Okay. But they didn't get that Snapchat video until like really close to the trial because they couldn't unlock Paul's phone. And they what the fuck are you doing then? Sorry. He's like knocking over wrestlers. But
No.
my boy. But he they were scared to like try to open his phone over and over and over because it would have locked them out forever.
Yeah.
And so the FBI was kind of just like, try his birthday. I mean, and it worked. And that's how they got the Snapchat video.
And so the narcissism continues. Yeah.
Yes. And then, like, literal days before the trial, they got Alex car location device. And they got
Wax.
all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. So anyways, yeah. He ended up admitting that he lied about where he
mhm,
was later. He didn't have an alibi at all.
mhm.
So then 3 days later, 3 days after this murder, Alex's dad died. Okay. And this one is mind-bending for me because this is the same guy who notoriously, like, built a family out of everything. They called him for everything.
He was the
And
fixer.
yeah, he was a fixer, and, like, the timing of it all is just weird to me. It's so weird. 3 days later, are you kidding me? I know he was in bad health, I get that, but that is very weird timing. And so, they said that he died in his sleep, it was peaceful, whatever. Um, and I said not to hop on the conspiracy theory train, but choo choo.
I just scrolled and I'm like, okay.
Because we know that the Murdochs will protect their family legacy at all costs. And at this point, the family legacy is like on Alec because he's the one in all the scandal and crap. He's the one that's like going downhill and the one that's the
Mhm.
respected lawyer and everything. And
And all
so,
of his sons are fuck ups. Sorry, excuse my
yes.
French, but I don't think there's a better word.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And we also know that Randolph Sr., back in like the 40s, he
Mhm.
was the one who freaking parked his car on the railroad track and committed suicide that way.
He's like,
And
hello.
yeah, parked himself on the train tracks and he literally
And
like sued the caboose off the railroad company. So
insurance fraud off gates.
yeah, that was yeah. Anyways, um so it wouldn't surprise me, not one singular bit, because I don't think they ever did like an autopsy or anything because they called it a natural, peaceful death. But it
Mhm.
wouldn't surprise me at all if if Alec's dad had drank antifreeze, that would speed it up drastically, and that would show no trace unless he did an autopsy.
Where did you get the antifreeze from?
Like every freaking murder case on what's it called?
Reddit?
No, 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 no.
Murderpedia?
No.
That's a real thing.
Keith Keith Morrison. What's that show?
Oh, Dateline.
Dateline, yes. It's like every freaking case on there that is a husband and wife, somebody put antifreeze in like a drink because it's
That's
so
so
hard to
stupid.
trace.
That's how you kill cats in the country.
That's how you kill
People.
spouses in the country, apparently. And if nobody does an autopsy, then nobody, like, it's really hard to trace.
Well, he was so old, I feel like he had home health care, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like he'd be too stubborn for that.
Or he had a young, hot nurse that he could look at.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
I don't
yeah, and
know.
that's not hard to just put a little air bubble somewhere.
Yeah. But I fully believe he orchestrated that crap because the timing is crazy. And, like, that was what they were waiting on for Alec to get all of these assets was his
Mhm.
dad's death. And
Yep,
this is his
Maggie's.
yes. This is his ultimate time of need right here.
Mhm.
So his dad's like, "All right, well, I've been around for a while. Let me
I don't
die
wanna deal with this
peacefully."
shit.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Good
I'm out.
grief. So
Check, please.
yeah, seriously. Lend a literal physical check to my son. Thank you. Um, on June 22nd, same year, SLED reopened the investigation into the unsolved death of Stephen Smith, who had been found on the road in Hampton County in 2015. And they had reopened that case because they had happened upon some new information based, like, within the investigation on the murders of Maggie and Paul. And then, if you remember from that first episode that Tina was talking about, then you remember that that was the one that had Buster, who was the golden child, all wrapped up in it. And so he was the one that was like in some crap.
Supposedly, they were lovers.
Yes.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I don't know. I don't know. That would
But
make sense to me though.
Stephen Smith was around some shady people, but I feel like if you live in Hampton County, everybody's shady
Well, the
somehow.
most respected people are shady as heck, so
Mhm.
not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they got Alec for drug trafficking and all
Mm,
kinds of crap later on.
yeah,
But
he
anyways,
has a whole freaking, airplane thing in his backyard
mm,
where they
yeah.
would land pond skippers and yeah.
Oh, normal everyday things.
Yeah, you know.
So speaking of
Ghost.
Buster, a few days after that investigation got reopened, him and Daddy Alec, they put up a $100,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of whoever was responsible for the murders.
Of
of
who?
Maggie and
Oh,
Paul.
oh.
Yeah. So imagine offering up $100,000. Imagine that you're Alec. You offer up $100,000 as a reward. Number one, you're broke.
But he doesn't have to pay it because nobody has any information because he did it.
Number two, you're the one who did the dang murder. Exactly. Like, I guess I feel like it's a slightly clever thing to do to like throw people off your trail or whatever, but it didn't work, clearly. And
Oh my
so,
god, I can just see him being like, "Oh, I gotta give it to me. I
yeah.
win it."
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh. Anyways, yeah. So a few months later, 'cause he was still involved in his law firm at this point.
Mhm.
Took a few months for him to finally be like, okay, I guess I better resign. Meh.
Darn.
Which was probably very defeating, I'm sure, because they had that long-standing, law firm that was tied to the family name and all that crap. So the stress was probably high for Alec.
Mhm. Just a little
The
bit.
very next day, my boy does not do well under pressure. Okay, the
It's because he's
very
high as hell the entire time.
very next day, he called 911. Said he had been shot on the side of the road, and so they took
He
him. They
can't
took
even kill himself. He
him.
can't do anything right.
Oh, so they took him to the hospital, and they did treat him. He was treated for a superficial gunshot wound to the head. And in case you need to know what superficial is, common examples are scrapes, minor cuts, and scratches. So
Oh,
he
I fell
had a
off my bike.
scratch on his scalp. And my daughter recently got a worse injury on her head from a ladder than he got from his gunshot wound.
Her little
Anyways,
staples.
I know he probably got like some ointment or something.
He
Anyways,
got the glue.
oh
What they
gosh.
put on me when I sliced my knuckle off.
Uh,
That
anyways,
hurts, okay? That hurts.
just yeah.
The
Shortly after this near death experience for our boy here, he and his well, through his lawyer, he released a statement saying he was going to rehab because he was on the opioids.
Did you see what he claimed that he ingested on a daily basis?
Mm-mm.
It was like 20 pills a day. No, it was like I think it was like 60 pills a day.
Mm. Well,
Mm.
I don't.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy, and he can build up a tolerance, but that seems excessive. Hmm.
Yeah, but I
I
don't
don't know.
know. I've seen people down a handful at a time, multiple times a day.
Yeah, I can see it too. Release the toxicology. I guess he's not dead, so they can't do a
I was
toxicology
about to
on him.
say, how are they gonna do that?
Well, I don't know. Anyways, so
I wanna see the proof.
oh, I do. I want to see the proof of this. Say it with chest, Alec. If you were down on that many pills, let's see it then. Do it
Did
in
you
front of
watch
me.
the Kevin Hart roast?
No.
It's funny.
Did they bring that up?
Somebody brings up his old shit, but
Ooh.
it's pretty funny. Pete Davidson is on it, and I'm a Pete fan, so
Oh man, you've got some controversy around him right now too, but we're not going to get into it.
because he had a baby with somebody that he knew for 3 months.
No, not that. She's like going in on him. You got to look it up. She's
Oh
yeah.
yeah, she's like, "I'm doing this on my own."
Yes. Anyways,
Okay.
so it took 10 whole days. Um 10 whole days after the nearly fatal gunshot wound to the head for the investigators to find that Alec hired one of his old clients to kill him so that Buster could get a I put thick with 3 C's, life insurance policy.
Thick. Did you know it's his cousin, his, like, second cousin?
Yes.
Cousin
Yes.
in Fast Eddie.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
So, and like I said, like we talked about, the Murdaughs are going to do what they have to do to take care of their family legacy. Buster was it at this point.
that was his
Um,
drug person.
yes.
Cousin Eddie?
So, well, that would make him a perfect person to do a
But have
murder.
you heard his interview?
Hmm.
I wasn't doing that. I said no.
Well, that's why we got an abrasion and not a head blown off, I
You got
guess.
a
But
oopsie poopsie.
he was like, "I'll shoot you, Alec." Uh-oh.
I feel
Uh-oh.
like that's what would happen if one of us needed to be shot, like not in the head, but like in like the foot or something. We'd be like, "Ah!"
Oh my goodness.
And
Yeah.
then there's a scratch, and I'm like, "Look what you did."
Take me to the hospital. I've been shot. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I was thinking about like I feel like they get sat down at a very young age, the Murdochs, and they're like, son, if you ever get into trouble, if it's ever something that you can't get yourself out of, and you know that, like you've got to plan out your suicide. You've got to make sure that somebody can get sued over this, and your
That's
family will
always in
get
their back
money.
pocket.
Yes, literally.
Suicide.
Oh my gosh. It's the only way. So anyways, it's around that point that everyone and their mom they were like coming out of the woodwork to sue Alec and
Mhm,
talk about how he was stealing money from them, which, yep,
mhm,
there are millions of dollars that they've linked to Alex that he's embezzled.
mhm.
And he's been nailed down on a whole bunch of those charges. And so,
State and federal.
state and federal, he's in there. He's in there for life. Um, On January 25th, 2023, that was when
Oh, that's
the
Aaron's birthday.
Aw.
Meh. Oh, wait, wait, wait. If my sister is listening, she's probably not, but happy birthday.
Aw, happy birthday, Heb.
Meh. Anyways,
Right there.
continue.
So January 25th, 2023, the murder trials for Maggie and Paul began. Alex decided that he was gonna take the stand for his own defense, of course. And then he admitted that, yep, he lied about being present at the crime scene. He blamed it on the opioids or opiates. Opiates? Opioids?
Same.
Opiates. Okay. And then he admitted a bunch of other crap on the stand too, because why not? He was like, I did indeed steal from my own law firm. And yes, a whole bunch of my clients. I definitely planned my own murder for hire. Sure. But I didn't kill my wife and my son. I didn't do that one. I was
Mhm.
there, didn't do it. So yeah, you can't make this stuff up at this point. Like I feel like you could write out a movie script and give it to the movie execs and then read over it and be like, yeah, this is not realistic. This is like way too
No.
far fetched.
And you're just like
What's happening? It
and
just keeps unraveling.
his poor lawyer is like, yeah, he's a horrible person and he steals millions of dollars from everyone he knows, but
Yeah.
he's not that bad.
But yeah,
What murders?
what murders. So yeah, so then of course his associates, some of his known associates start going down with him.
Mhm.
That's what you get for associating yourself with a piece of crap. But there was his old buddy that he had used to help the Satterfield boys. He went down because
Mm,
he
that's fraud.
yep,
He
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 committed
sent the
fraud.
money to a different account.
And he kept some for himself, of
Of course.
course, yes, and
What's a little
then
$1,000,000
yeah,
here?
exactly. And then Alex, old banker, got dragged into it not dragged into it, he put himself there, but he helped him hide millions of dollars in settlements from clients.
Of course.
Um, and, and then there was, of course, the guy, the old client/cousin that was the one that was supposed to do the murder for hire. He got arrested too, all of these things. So,
Because he was also his drug dealer.
well, that was how he made a living. Okay. He was trying to do what he could. Not everybody in that family can be a lawyer. Some of them can only make an honest living by
Selling
dealing
drugs to your
drugs.
cousin. Keep it in the
Cousin.
family. Cousin.
Literally. Yeah. So yeah. So that brings us up to speed. We didn't have a lot left to cover on this, but it brings us up to where we are now about this point. So last week, the newest development in this case came, and the murder charges that Alec had gotten, which by the way, he got charged with murder on March 2nd. I forgot to put that in there. He got
He has
charged
been charged.
and sentenced to life. But last week, those charges were overturned
It's
because
ridiculous.
of the old county clerk, this is so stupid. Becky Hill. Becky.
Becky?
And what did she have to do with all this? Well, Well, I think little old Becky got a little taste of the spotlight and the sleepy low country, and she liked it. She liked that attention. So she eventually admitted that she had given journalists information. She had given them sealed photo evidence that was not released before. She lied under oath about doing that. And then she gave her this one made me chuckle a little bit because she admitted to giving herself bonuses illegally. The
Mhm.
irony of that in this
And
case.
she was, like, selling seats in the courtroom.
And then she tried to use her office, her political office, to sell her, to promote her book that she wrote, which ended up getting pulled from publication because she plagiarized a bunch of crap in there.
She
So I said, "Way to go, Bex. Way to go."
God, she ruined everything.
Yeah. So I, on the note of the Murdochs, I would like to end it with a question to South Carolina. What is going on? Because please explain this to us because we are very confused in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Um, and it seems like a lot of South Carolina is just wanting to embezzle money and all kinds of things. And so I'm confused.
So I actually had someone on TikTok, comment on one of our videos, that's
Ooh.
from South Carolina.
Oh, geez.
Let me find it. Da, 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 da.
Hmm. They can
Um,
never be.
he
They can
they
never be North.
said
Oh, sorry.
they said I'm a 12th generation South Carolinian. The state is extremely corrupt. We need to get rid of all the politicians from South Carolina and Supreme Court to the Senate and beyond. Get rid of all of them.
Throw the whole government everywhere away and just start over because it's
Yeah.
all messed up. But
And then
yeah,
another person was like, what does he have to gain from a retrial?
he just wants people to think that he's not a murderer. But he's also suing the county clerk's office. Mm, I'm pretty sure he's trying to get funds for Buster still because I'm sure Buster, I wonder what he's doing right now. I would like to get a lowdown on Buster. Does anybody know where he's at and what he's doing? Is anybody
What you doing?
friends with him or we need to know?
What is Buster Murdaugh doing now? He married his girlfriend. They have a baby.
Oh,
Oh, he still hasn't been accepted into law school.
wonder why. Imagine if he was accepted into law school and he graduated. What freaking firm is ever going to hire him? And what client is ever going to hire him to represent it?
Mm-hmm.
Pick a different career path, buddy. Buster. Pick.
Right?
Yeah,
Stupid. Hold
that would
on.
be. Oh.
People magazine just 6 days ago. Where is Buster Murdaugh today? They're literally just spewing the same shit.
Well,
He's getting ready for his dad's retrial. Sir, you're not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer.
uh, uh,
So, yes.
well,
But if he gets off, which I don't I know it's not okay, but he's gonna be in jail for the rest of his life regardless. But he will be in a much easier prison, most likely. Um, so he'll have easier life if he skates around these murder charges.
yeah, but I don't know how easy it's going to be for him because he made a lot of enemies, and there's so much publicity around that case that all these other inmates are going to know what's going on, and they're going to be like, "You're a spoiled little ginger," and it's time that we teach you a lesson.
Or they're gonna ask him for legal advice and he becomes friends. That's what Bernie Madoff,
Yeah,
the he does, like, he gives legal advice to all kinds of people and people love him. He's doing great in jail.
oh my goodness. Uh, well,
Yes.
anyways, anybody that knew or knows the family still or any of that, South Carolina, seriously weigh in because I am so anybody that's in that county, if you're listening, I
Do they
would
even have
love to know.
internet?
Wow. Well, they have just unfollowed us if they do. So
I
Um,
wonder, like, how freeing it is, though. Like, they don't have this family looming over them anymore. Like, there's
yeah.
gonna be so many opportunities now that are gonna come into that town because they don't have to worry about a Murdaugh suing them.
So as I went down on a rabbit hole, a number of rabbit holes about this case, I actually stumbled upon some. I mean, it was Reddit, so you can
Oh,
only.
I love Reddit.
I do too, but you can only put so much stock in there. But it was interesting because those people from South Carolina,
Mhm.
close to Hampton County, and they were talking about how the new prosecutor that came in, what's his name? He's he just got reelected in 2024.
I don't know.
Um, hold on, new Hampton County
Hampton County.
prosecutor. Prosecute. If I could spell prosecutor, there we
Prosecutor.
go. That's not it. Okay, well, this is just giving me my counties stuff. Anyways, whatever his name is, um, supposedly is also very corrupt. And so, like, I just whoever had
Surprise.
yeah, whoever had commented on the TikTok and said, like, all of it is corrupt is right. It's just a legacy of that. I don't think that they're gonna get any good politicians anytime soon.
Unless they get a random dude that moves into town and tries to be like, "Let's do this."
Mm, I don't
But
know. Politics are so effed.
and nobody wants to go there.
I would go there. It is pretty. It's very pretty.
Hampton County?
Well, I haven't been there, but
I
South
heard it's
Carolina's pretty.
ghetto.
Well, you're ghetto, so there's that.
You know what? I do live in the ghetto. I don't
Yeah.
care.
In
My
the
property taxes went up.
ghetto. In the ghetto. Anyways,
Ooh, I wonder if my property taxes will go down since that person got murdered across the street.
sometimes, Christina, I just okay. Anyways, oh, did you confirm that it was indeed a murder?
Yeah.
You never told me that. You like suspected. This
It
just
was a
happened, everyone. By the way, like
like last week or 2 weeks ago.
yeah, yeah.
It was a lady that got shot. I think through the window because they boarded up the window, and now the house is condemned.
Was it the same person that was? It was the same house of the
My
who you were
window
telling me
tinter?
about. Yeah.
Yeah, same house.
What did she have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Ooh, we're gonna have to get into that case then.
I know they haven't said anything. Yeah.
I'll get on my little
Doot 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 doot
one
doot.
wheeler bike. Yeah. That'd be
A
pretty.
unicycle?
Yes. That's what they I like my one wheeler bike better, but it's fine.
What's a
Mhm.
three-wheeler bike called?
The tricycle.
There you go. And
Shut
what's a
up.
two-wheeler bike called? Bicycle.
Bicycle. Bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle.
You used
Kyla
to
tried to
sing
tell
that
me
constantly.
I freaking love that song still, and Kyla tried to tell me it wasn't a real song. I was like, "Have you ever heard of Freddie Mercury?
Or,
Don't ever."
I wear my sunglasses
Glasses on. Oh,
so I can see.
we're gonna get
Sorry.
taken down. We're gonna get taken down from the internet for our plagiarism or copyright infringement or whatever it is. Sorry, internet.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I sent you the outline.
Nope, that's my outline. Hold on.
Okay.
Mhm. Got it.
Okay, cool.
Kind of. It's
Okay.
there we go. Okay.
I am like 25 chapters into the main guy's book that he wrote. It's free on Spotify if you want to listen to it. It's really sad. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Bubba. Okay. We are going
Mhm.
to do a halvesy today and start but we are going to start our newest episode on the West Memphis 3. Do you know anything about that?
Me?
Yeah.
I've done some research based on what you've told me. I have not listened to the book that you told me to listen to yet. There's a gnat flying around in here. But not much. I don't know a lot yet.
Okay. So, what is the West Memphis 3? Okay, and everybody thinks Memphis, they think Tennessee. No, this is in Arkansas. You can see Memphis from West Memphis, but it is in Arkansas. Um, it is a very notorious case from West Memphis, Arkansas, where three teenage boys were accused and convicted of brutally murdering three 8-year-old boys in 1994. Three teenagers got arrested and convicted of killing three little boys. Okay.
Uh,
Yes, it is, it's frustrating. And it's like, "Oh, if these people can be cops, I can be a cop."
oh, there's so many examples of that.
It's gonna make you mad. But,
Mm.
for decades, these men had to prove that they were wrongfully convicted, and they were finally released in 2011. So from 1994 to 2011, they were serving life sentences, 2 of them were, and then Damien, the ringleader, he was on death row, and so he was literally fighting for his life.
Aw.
Um, I said, "It's a wild and hair-pulling journey from start to finish." But it's not finished, at all. It's nowhere near being done. Arkansas thinks that they put this and shoved it under the rug, but, Damien and his wife refuse to be silenced. So, let's get a feel for West Memphis in the '90s. What do you think it was like?
I don't know. All I'm picturing is like corn and farms and I don't know. Well, I was picturing barbecue and then you said Arkansas and now all I can think of is like, you know,
Arkansas?
Arkansas. Yeah. So
I just think of because we drive down there to Texas, so we have to go through Texarkana.
no.
It's
Yes.
ucky. It's sucky. But, surprisingly, West Memphis, it was pretty cultured. Um, they were really big into gospel music, which around there they called it rockabilly music. Um, many blues musicians, would frequently have concerts there, and, like, a really major highway, I think it's 40, goes right through it. They actually had a Russian film festival going on during these the time the murders happened. So they weren't super close-minded. They were really big into the arts and stuff. So it's not as Bible thumping and like Satan chasing as this whole story will seem to be. Um, the cops are, but the people aren't. Um, so da, 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 da. Oh, that's what I said. Bible thumping wasteland. So that's fun. Um, unfortunately, a few people in law enforcement sullied the town for all outsiders looking in. Jerry Driver. This is going to be a name that you're going to hate, and you're going to want to find him and hurt him because, yeah.
Oh
So,
boy.
Jerry Driver, he was a juvenile probation officer. He wasn't even a cop. He was a probation officer. He was obsessed with satanic cults, and he was a self-proclaimed cult expert of the town. Um,
Anytime anybody's a self-proclaimed anything, I'm like, okay, okay.
yes.
If you have to
So,
like proclaim it yourself, then it's probably not real. But okay.
yes, he became very wrapped up in the satanic panic of the '90s, as was a lot of older people, because it was all over every single news source. Like, every teenager that wore black was in a satanic cult. I would have been burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he did ruin 3 young men's lives with these outrageous beliefs. Um, and it cost many families the chance to get closure. Um, in these 3 episodes, we will talk about the murders briefly of the 3 boys because they do deserve to be spoken about, but we are mostly going to look at the trial and the
Corruption.
yeah, well, not even corrupt, it's just ignorance and negligence and nobody caring about finding the truth. They just wanted to put a Band-Aid on it. Um, and these murders are still unsolved. They never figured out who actually killed these 3 poor boys.
Oh,
Um, yes, it sucks because 'cause they're 3 eight-year-old boys, and their families will never know. Um, but the focus will be on Damien Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miss Kelly. Um, have you watched Paradise Lost yet?
no.
Heads up, they do show the crime scene.
No.
Yes. Um, it's I've seen, like, the Jeffrey Dahmer pictures and stuff like that, and the the crime scene of the 3 little boys is worse. And it's, like, old video footage, but
Yeah.
it's I had to fast forward through it, and I don't really, like, struggle with that kinda stuff, but it was rough.
Aw.
Um, yes. So, the vicious murderers that they believe killed these boys, um, the ringleader is the evil Satanist, Damien Eccles. He was born Michael Wayne Hutchison. Um, he was only 18 at the time of the murders. He changed his name at the age of 13 when his mother married Jack Eccles, who is a piece of crap all on his own. Um, he he wasn't the average, I said Bible Belt kid. He liked to wear black. He he read a lot. He was really big into reading like Stephen King and stuff like that, which now Stephen King,
I was just gonna say, like, "Oh, he's you." Or he was you,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I it's he wore like rock t-shirts and he had really long black hair and he kind of just like moped around. So he was really smart but very misunderstood. Um he was still in ninth grade at the age of 17, which he just didn't give a crap about school. He in the book he's like I was really stupid. I was a teenager and I did whatever I wanted. I didn't care. Um Fair enough. He did drop out, but he did get his GED. Um, and he passed that very first try without even trying. Um, he was the typical black sheep of West Memphis, always wearing black, had a big black trench coat. He was known and rumored to be into witchcraft. He says he was a Wiccan, which is, yeah, 1994 witchcraft.
Oh, yeah.
He said he tried to explain it to the cops. He was like, "It's just about, like, Earth, like, worshiping the Earth and stuff like that." I think he just did it to get girls.
What girls? Oh, you. I'm sorry. All I'm picturing right now is the freaking guy, the guy in Breakfast Club, the trench coat, like, yeah, that's all I can picture right now. Anyways,
Ugh, he was greasy. He's
that's what I'm
tough game.
picturing.
Well, I mean, yeah, Damien, he was like, he's like, "It was always hot and sweaty." He was like, "I was always gross and, like, soaked in sweat because it was Arkansas."
And he was a
So,
Wiccan, so, all that witchcraft that he was into was making him hot.
well, he lived in, like, a shack.
Shanty.
Like, not even that. It was just a wooden box in the middle of, like, fields. So his house would get crop dusted all the time. Um, all the pesticides, their parents literally just said, "Don't breathe too hard." He had severe bronchitis growing up, he had really bad asthma, and they would you know how farmers, like, they burn fields because
Mhm.
it's good for the crops. They burnt the fields, and they would just hide in their house and hope that the house didn't burn down. He was like, "I have no idea how it never caught on fire because these flames were, like, 3 feet from our house." Like, yeah, it was he did not have a good life growing up, and his mom wasn't the best mom, and Jack Eccles was a piece of crap. But he was a God-fearing man, so his mom was like, "Yeah, he's gonna take care of us."
Do
He
we get
did.
more into the ways that he was a piece of crap at some point?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay.
Okay, well, yes, it'll be down the line
Okay.
because there's a whole thing. My brain
Okay.
is like, "I could tell you everything right now," but
So, okay, along that same line,
Mhm.
did Damien, did he want to change his name or was he pushed to change his name by stepdaddy and mom?
I think he wanted to change his name because his dad kinda, like, ditched them,
Hmm. Okay.
and, like, at first, Jack was good. Like, he was a good man, and he did take care of them, but yeah, then things went downhill really, really, really quickly, and yeah, he became very mean and grumpy and just an old man taking care of a kid that's not his.
Hmm. Okay. Got it.
Yes. And he became very resentful because she ends up leaving him and going back to Damien's real dad. Spoiler.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yes. That's a whole awful thing too. Yes. It's his whole journey throughout it's like 2 years where his whole life is just fucked, and it's really sad. Okay. But we will be going to Jason Baldwin. That is Damien's best friend. He was 2 years younger, but he had to be grown up in his household. Um, he doesn't really talk much to anybody now or even while he was locked up. He he always had a really deep faith that my God will not let this happen. Like I didn't do anything. So, yes. And he kind of had to be the man of the house. He had 2 little brothers and it was just his mom, him and his 2 little brothers. So he had to kind of be the man of the house for them. He did really good in school. He was really good at art. Um, if anybody needed help with anything, he was always the first one there to help. Um, he he was roped into this. This is literal quote because of his spike hair and stuff.
A quote from law
The
enforcement?
police, yeah, law enforcement, and they went into his house and counted his black shirts. He had 13 black shirts. Yes. Yes.
Man, they don't want to know how many black shirts I have because that's my color. Yeesh.
And my I'm wearing ghost face pajama pants. God. Yes.
Well, we're here for the alternative lifestyle now. It's cool, but back then it was not cool.
I mean, even then it was cool, but just not there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, Jamin, Jason and Damien, they bonded over their love for metal music and their taste in books. They were really big into fantasy books, like I said, Stephen King. Fun stuff to read when you're a teenager. Um, they did get into some trouble here and there, like petty crimes like vandalism and shoplifting, but I feel like you have these cops watching you 24/7, they're gonna get you for anything. Um, but they did not fit the average stereotype for an Arkansas boy, and they knew it. Um, I feel like some people. Hello?
Oh my gosh. He's always lurking.
Huh?
You're
Huh?
always lurking.
Well, the dog's right there, so I
He's been in here.
just didn't want to rub it as you know what all over.
His face. Oh, oh, because Ezra took a pizza in our bed yesterday, and left
Uh,
pizza crumbs everywhere.
Story of my life. My kids,
Hmm.
there's so many
Yeah.
crumbs from who knows what.
Yeah, he was double fisting a pizza in our bed, so it's
That
fine.
sounds fantastic.
I know, right? I was like, all right, cool, you do you.
Mm.
What? Oh,
What?
sorry.
Chocolates?
You chocolates. Sorry. Okay. So finally, we meet Jesse Miss Kelly Jr. He's a tiny teenager. His IQ was only a 72, which is borderline mentally disabled. He was only 17 at the time of his arrest, and he had the cognitive ability of a first grader.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's pissing me off already. So yeah.
He didn't even hang out with the other two. Like, he even, like, said in his, like, interview, he was like, "Damien scares me. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't hang out with him." And in Damien's book, he's like, "We hung out with Jesse one time, but his dad tried to make us do work, so we left." They all lived in the same trailer park at one point.
Mm,
Yes. Um, so him, I don't wanna say stupid, but his very ignorant mindset, and we are not using ignorant in a horrible way. People have ruined that word, but he is very ignorant. This will be the largest impact on the case. He was shamefully exploited and coerced and used by the Arkansas police. He was very sweet and he always saw the best in people. He was definitely abused by his dad. And he was always seeking validation from his dad. And that's the reason he went to the police anyways, because there was a $30,000, pretty much, if you have any information, come to the police. And his dad was like, "You know those boys." He was like, "Come on, let's go get $30,000. I can get a new truck."
well, what a sweetheart.
Yeah, great dad. Um, he was pretty small. He was like 5'2". Uh, he had the word bitch tattooed across his chest. He says it was in dedication to his girlfriend.
Quite the romantic on him, huh?
I
That's
think him and his buddies were just given tattoos one day and they thought it would be funny to put bitch across his chest. I think that's what happened. Yes. Um so Damien and Jason were best friends, but Jesse only knew them through Jason. Um and I already said that his dad would try to rope them in to do odd jobs with no compensation. Um so just like off the jump, there's no reason why these three boys would be hanging out. And according to the courts, having a satanic cabal and a sacrificial ritual.
good grief.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna have to shut it down on that note and pick back up.
And we will start with the timeline. May 5th, 1993, when it all happened.
They were not that. It was so close to. They're not that much older than us. Okay. Anyways, I mean,
Oh, they were
the little boys.
teenagers.
The little
Oh,
boys.
yeah, yeah.
So okay. All right, but for real, we need you guys to. I want you to weigh in. South Carolina, I'm looking at you. Anybody close to there? Anybody that knows the Murdaugh family, and then if you have any insight about the West Memphis Three, now that we're segueing into that, let us know. We want to hear from you.
I could try to reach out to Damien. He's always doing interviews and stuff like that on podcasts.
Do it. Do it.
You never know.
I feel like
He
you guys are gonna be
actually
best friends.
he actually did an interview with last podcast on the left, like recently. Him and his girlfriend talked to them. It was pretty cool. But
Dang.
yeah, if you get a chance, watch Paradise Lost. And if you need something to listen to his book, Life After Death.
Okay. All right. We got recommendations, people. All right. So you will hear from us.
Yes.
And we will talk to you on the
Surprise.
next episode.
But yes, have fun, guys. Be safe. Don't kill anybody. Peace out, chickens. Did you just do that?
Peace. Yeah.